The book about Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Chapter 6, Putana Killed.
Глава 6. Смерть Путаны.
While Nanda Mahäräja was returning home, he considered Vasudeva's warning that there might be some disturbance in Gokula. Suddenly, the advice was friendly and not false. So Nanda thought, there's some truth in it. Therefore, out of fear, he began to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is quite natural for a devotee in danger to think of Krishna, because he has no other shelter. When a child is in danger, he takes shelter of his mother or father. Similarly, a devotee is always under the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when he specifically sees some danger, he remembers the Lord very rapidly. People in ignorance, they always seek for protection. They always seek for protection from the spirits of ghosts, or in illusion. They go deeper into intoxication. This is just the way of life they lead in. They're trying to protect themselves from the dangers of this life. They're in tamas. They also worship ghosts and spirits. They do some black magic. And in return, they kind of exchanging their soul for this protection. People in the mode of passion, they look for the protection by the people that have some power in this world. So they serve these people, and that's how they get this protection. They feel protected, for example, by the powerful government. You live in a very developed country, with a well-developed economy. In the goodness mode, people are looking for the protection from the demigods. They do some yagas, but the devotees, they do not look for protection in these three aspects. A devotee understands that this is not reliable. Like if you use some intoxications, it's not reliable. If you turn to the people in power in any country, it's also not reliable. Demigods, nowadays it is hard to have a relationship with them. It's almost unrealistic, not practical. So people lack the mode of goodness to have these relationships. But the ones who serve God, they don't have these physical desires. They understand that this world is only temporary. That's why they seek shelter from Krishna. So that's why Nanda and Vasudeva, they've become real protection for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Vasudeva gave an advice, and here's an important moment. So we have to understand that Vasudeva, he was Kshatri, the governor. Kshatris, they do not give vain advices. You see, sometimes people give some pieces of advices, like be healthy, or try this, or try that, everything's going to work out, everything's going to be okay. It's all on a very sentimental level. Everybody understands that it's not going to improve. But Kshatris, they always give practical pieces of advice. That's just his level. So that's why Nanda started thinking about that. So Vasudeva was Kshatri and he was his friend. So he didn't just say it in vain. That's why Nanda started worrying. After consulting with his demoniac ministers, Kamsa instructed a witch named Putana, who knew the black art of killing small children by ghastly sinful methods, to kill all kinds of children in the cities, villages and pasturing grounds. Such witches can play their black art only where there is no chanting or hearing of the holy name of Krishna. It is said that wherever the chanting of the holy name of Krishna is done, even negligently, all bad elements, witches, ghosts, and dangerous calamities immediately disappear. And this is certainly true of the place where the chanting of the holy name of Krishna is done seriously, especially in Vrindavana, when the Supreme Lord was personally present. Therefore, the doubts of Nanda Mahäräja were certainly based on affection for Krishna. Actually, there was no danger from the activities of Putana, despite her powers. Such witches are called Kichari, which means they can fly in the sky. This black art of witchcraft is still practiced by some women in the remote northwestern side of India. They can transfer themselves from one place to another on the branch of an unrooted tree. So the tornado just breaks down the tree, so this tree is suitable for flying. So Putana knew this witchcraft, and therefore she is described in Bhagavatam as Kichari. So black magic is a very scary part of magic. It's used against either little children or any other living entities. Let's just not go deep into these technologies. But black magic, it still does work. But not every person has the courage to risk it, just like Putana did. Back in the time, these witches were very afraid of. People were very afraid of such witches. So there was one person who was living in some province, somewhere probably close to Bengali. So Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he was kind of a walled judge, like a peaceful judge at that time. So he heard of a person copying Krishna. So he was doing some Rasa Lila with unmarried women. And the whole village was afraid of this person. They knew that this person has some mystical powers to read minds, or he could use some black magic. So people started understanding that something is not good here, this is not Krishna. So when Bhaktivedanta Thakur heard about it, he went there to understand what was going on there. So he wanted to make sure who it was, either it was an avatar of Krishna. So when he was approaching, so that person with a long beard, with long hair, he saw Bhaktivedanta Thakur coming. And as soon as he approached, so that person, he realized immediately who it was. So that person, having black magic, he said, do not even start talking to me with your law, I'll make you an emperor. Bhaktivedanta Thakur came with armed guard. The soldiers got very scared when they saw that person having black magic. So Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he asked a question. You're such a great person. What are you doing here in such a small village? Aren't you living in Jagannath Puri? All saints, they go there, all the avatars, they go there. So that person, he got himself exposed. So he said, what am I supposed to do there? The God is Buddha there, and here I'm real. So the point is that the one who does not differentiate spirit from matter cannot be an avatar. So that's why soldiers caught that person and they threw him into a prison. It was just like a hole in the ground. You know, if you've ever seen Indian prisons, they're still existing in India. There's like a hole in the ground. There are some Western types of prisons still in India, but if you see a true Indian prison, that's terrible. You cannot even imagine what an Indian prison is. It's just a hole in the ground, and everything is just there. Your bathroom, your bedroom, your kitchen, scorpions and snakes sometimes fall down there. So when that person having mystical powers was thrown into the hole, he started practicing some black magic towards Bhaktivedanta Thakur's family. Everyone got sick. He also started having some diseases. His hair was falling off. So he summoned all his soldiers. He told them, go to this prison and cut off the hair of the person's head. And eventually he will lose his all magical powers. The soldier said, Thakurji, we are so scared of this person. Even you, a sane person, are sick right now because of that black magic. So please spare us. We can't do that. So Bhaktivedanta Thakur said, give me the razor. So he went there, he cut off his hair, and 2 days later, that mysticism, he died. So that's a story about black magic. But this Putana, she was stronger, she was more powerful. She would drink little children's blood, and that's how she got all this power. So Putana entered the county of Gokula, the residential quarter of Nanda Mahäräja, without permission. Dressing herself just like a beautiful woman, she entered the house of Mother Yashoda. She appeared very beautiful, with raised hips, nicely swollen breasts, earrings, and flowers in her hair. She looked especially beautiful on account of her thin waist. She was glancing at everyone with very attractive looks and smiling face. And all the residents of Vrindavana were captivated. The innocent cowherd women thought that she was the goddess of fortune appearing in Vrindavana with the lotus flower in her hand. It seemed to them that she had personally come to see Krishna, who is her husband. Because of her exquisite beauty, no one even checked her movements, and therefore she freely entered the house of Nanda Mahäräja. Putana, the killer of many children, found baby Krishna lying on a small bed, and she could at once perceive that the baby was hiding his unparalleled potencies, which resembled fire covered by ashes. Putana thought, this child is so powerful that he can destroy the whole universe immediately. The energy, you see how this magician, she felt this energy, not the spiritual power. So Krishna is powerful in all aspects, in any kind of aspect. But of course Putana couldn't see God in there. The only thing that she saw was a very powerful person in there. As much power as needed, as necessary to destroy the whole universe. She got even happy because of that. So when she was approaching children, she was measuring their power. Oh, she thought, that's good, so all this power will become mine. And she would just suck out all this energy. So that's why she got very happy this time. When she saw this very powerful child, she thought, okay, I will suck out all this energy and I'll become even more powerful. And she was very beautiful. She has captivated all the dwellers of Vrindavana. She was so beautiful, she got there even almost unnoticed. Putana's understanding is very significant. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is situated in everyone's heart. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita that he gives one necessary intelligence, and he also causes one to forget. Putana was immediately aware that the child whom she was observing in the house of Nanda Mahäräja was the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. He was lying there as a small baby, but that does not mean he was less powerful. The materialistic theory that God worship is anthropomorphic is not correct. No living being can become God by undergoing meditation or austerities. God is always God. Krishna as a baby is as complete as he is as a full-fledged youth. The Mayavada theory holds that the living entity was formerly God, but has now become overwhelmed by the influence of Maya. Therefore, the Mayavadis say that presently he is not God, but when the influence of Maya is taken away, he will again become God. This theory cannot be applied to the minute living entities. The living entities are minute parts and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are minute particles or sparks of the original fire. So these sparks can be covered by the influence of Maya, by the original fire. Krishna cannot. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even from the beginning of his appearance in the house of Vasudeva and Devaki. So as Prabhupada used to say, gold is gold. Gold is gold, God is God.
God is God. Золото есть золото. Бог есть Бог.
So when do you get gold from? Only from gold itself. God is God.
Бог есть Бог.
Krishna showed the nature of a small baby and closed his eyes, as if to avoid the face of Putana. This closing of the eyes is interpreted and studied in different ways by the devotees. Some say that Krishna closed his eyes because he did not like to see the face of Putana, who had killed so many children and who had now come to kill him. Others say that Putana hesitated to take the baby on her lap because something extraordinary was being dictated to her from within, and that in order to give her assurance, Krishna closed his eyes so that she would not be frightened. And yet others interpret in this way. Krishna appeared in order to kill the demons and give protection to the devotees, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita. The first demon to be killed was a woman. According to Vedic rules, the killing of a woman, a brahmana, cows, or a child is strictly forbidden. Krishna was obliged to kill the demon Putana, but because the killing of a woman is forbidden according to Vedic Shastra, he could not help but close his eyes, as if he couldn't see that. Well, he was just a little child, so he decided to close his eyes as if not understanding whom he had killed. Another interpretation is that Krishna closed his eyes because he simply took Putana to be his nurse. Putana came to Krishna just to offer her breast for the Lord to suck. Krishna is so merciful that even though he knew Putana was there to kill him, he took her as his nurse or mother. So you see, there are several reasons in there. They're all listed here. Why Krishna closed his eyes, and acharyas interpret all these approaches differently. All of them are correct. You can interpret or comment it in several ways, in different ways. So that's interesting what refers to rasa. Let's take a look at it. So one is about the duty. Another thing is about the personal relationship in that situation. And there's also rasa. So there are several reasons for that, referring to different aspects. So that's why there are different interpretations. You can say that a soldier killed an enemy just because that enemy had attacked and killed his friend. Having seen that, the soldier has killed the enemy. You can say a soldier killed an enemy just because he was protecting his country. And also you can say that a soldier killed an enemy because he got an order from his commander. So you see three different reasons, or referring to different aspects of life. Just like Krishna has different aspects of his manifestation. That's how it works here. When he does just one deed, he covers a lot of aspects in his life, almost unlimited. There are 7 kinds of mothers according to Vedic injunction. The real mother, let's count, the wife of a teacher or spiritual master, the wife of a king, the wife of a brahmana, the cow, the nurse, and Mother Earth. Because Putana came to take Krishna on her lap and offer her breast milk to be sucked by him, she was accepted by Krishna as one of his mothers. That is considered to be another reason he closed his eyes. He had to kill a nurse and mother. But his killing of his mother and nurse was no different from his love for his real mother or his foster mother, Yashoda. We further understand from Vedic information that Putana was also treated as a mother and given the same facility as Yashoda. So this is in terms of rasa. So it's underlined, this moment is underlined here as one of the most important things. He took her as his mother. So what is the way Krishna accepts it? Because he's an absolute truth. If he accepts, it doesn't matter what's happening next. You can accept a child, but if the child dies. So what should we do? The child was born, we had accepted him, but then if a child dies, it's very painful. But it doesn't happen to Krishna. Of course Putana will be killed, but her soul, it will come back to Krishna because he had accepted her. That's God. All accepting, there is no rejection. He had rejected her demonic nature, but he took away her soul. That's why the chapter is called Putana Killed. See, Putana is very sly. She can change her appearance. She's considered to be an anartha, false guru. There are many false gurus in this world. You can't even imagine. It's even hard to imagine that. It's a very delicate topic. Because even though this is a false guru, anyway they can give a hint on truth. So it's hard to criticize all of them at once. So that's why we don't even know how many false gurus there are. They are pretending. So this pretendance is very thin, and they might be persuaded even themselves that they are not false gurus, that they are true gurus. So back in time when Krishna consciousness was just developing, there were a lot of false gurus in Russia. So they were acting under the influence of impression. They were feeling themselves as Messiah or avatars. So that was a very often phenomenon. So there's always like that when there's a renaissance of spirituality. There are a lot of false gurus emerge. If we take a look at the history of the Prophet Muhammad, so after him there were dozens of false prophets. He had inspired a lot of false prophets. So one of them was a woman. She had some magic powers. She had persuaded everyone that she was the prophet, that she was continuing Muhammad's mission. Then something happened to her, she had to escape, but there were a lot of false gurus. When we are talking about Krishna and people start believing in Krishna, we have to understand that there will be some imitations. Some people will be considering themselves to be gurus. So that's when we ask such people, show us the universe form, give us your business card, give us a document. Your document is the universe form. So the first God that I've met in my life was in Russia in the late 80s. So I was carrying Bhagavad Gita, and this guy was going to fishing. So I showed him this book, and I said, this is a book about God. So he looked at me and he said, I'm God myself. I said, can you show me your universal form? So that was the first time I've heard that. Usually people are sane, but that one was completely insane. He said, I am God. Well, I think I did not even tell him anything about the universal form because I did not even know about it back then. So he just went down. He continued going to fishing.
Божественные игры проявлять.
So when little Krishna
И вот
closed his
когда
eyes,
маленький Кришна
Putana
закрыл глаза,
took him
Путана
in
взяла
his
его на
hands.
руки. То есть она почувствовала смелость, решительность.
She did not know back then that she was holding death personified. If a person mistakes a snake for a rope, he dies. Similarly, Putana had killed so many babies before meeting Krishna,
До того, как Путана увидела Кришну, она
and
уже
she
убила
mistook him
множество
to be
детей.
like them.
По
But
ошибке она
now
приняла
she was
его за
accepting
обычного
the snake
ребенка.
that would kill
Однако
her
на этот раз
immediately.
она держала в руках змею, в кавычках, которая должна была очень скоро убить ее.
So you see, that's how Putana confused
Путана перепутала.
everything. She made a mistake.
Путана совершила ошибку.
When Putana was taking baby Krishna on her
Когда
lap,
Путана взяла
both
Кришну на
Yashoda
руки,
and Rohini
рядом
were
стояли
present,
Ешода и Рахини.
but because she was so beautifully
Но так как
dressed
Путана была
and
очень
showed
красиво
motherly affection
одета
toward Krishna,
и, казалось, испытывала к
they did not
ребенку
forbid her.
материнские чувства, женщины не
They didn't
остановили
even
ее.
know that
Они не знали, что
Putana was
Путана,
like a sword within a
подобно
decorated
мечу в
case.
ножнах с дорогой
Putana had
отделкой.
smeared a very powerful
Путана
poison on her
заранее
breasts,
смазала грудь сильным
and immediately
ядом
after taking the baby on her
и,
lap,
взяв
she
ребенка
pushed her
на
breastly
руки,
nipple within
тоже
his mouth.
сунула сосок ему в рот.
That was quite an interesting
Интересная была
demonic
демоница.
person. You see,
Она могла жизнь
she could
всю
suck out all
впивать
the
грудью.
life power using her breasts.
Йоги такое
Some
могут.
yogis can do that.
Йога, если хотите проверить
So if
квалификацию,
you want
дать ему
to
стакан
check
молока, он обычно должен.
yogi's
Просто
qualification,
допустим,
give him just a glass of milk and he
И на
will
глазах
be
молоко должно
able to
исчезнуть.
drink all this milk just
Да,
using one of his fingers.
Можете не сомневаться. То есть он пьет как все.
If he can't,
Не
that
как-
means he's not qualified.
И может летать, используя силу
Only they could
голубей.
fly using the power of pigeons.
Перемещаться в пространстве. Но если
But if you
перемещаться
wanna
на очень далекие
fly
пространства, внеземные, нужна
Between the
Ганга опуститься.
universes, you have to use Ganga.
И вот по тонкой ганге можно подняться даже на другие планеты. Очень
So
быстро,
now
за одно мгновение.
spacecrafts
Никакие
cannot
космические
help
корабли.
you if you have these mystical
Признак
powers.
этого
You
вы
can use
увидите,
them
что у
just
этого
to fly.
мистика, который появился вдруг, мокрые волосы. Он только что вышел из ганги, с потока ганги. Она надеялась, что как только Кришна возьмет у нее грудь,
So
он
Putana
сразу
was
умрет.
hoping that as soon as
Но младенец
the
Кришна
milk
с
poison
яростью впился в сосок.
gets into Krishna's mouth, he will
С
die.
яростью впился в сосок. И вместе с отравленным
So
молоком
Krishna is so
выпил
merciful
саму
that
жизнь
because the
демоницы.
demon Putana came to offer
Всё было
her
наоборот.
breast milk to
Он
him,
высосал. Иными словами, Кришна
he
высосал
fulfilled
молоко
her
из груди
desire and
Путаны и
accepted her
одновременно убил
activities
ее, высосав ее
motherly.
жизнь. Кришна очень милый.
He simultaneously sucked the
Поскольку
milk from
ведьма
her
Путана
breast and
пришла,
killed her
чтобы
by sucking
накормить ее
out
своим
her
молоком,
life.
он исполнил ее желание
But to
и
stop
принял
her from
ее как свою
further
мать.
nefarious
Но чтобы
activities,
положить
he
конец
immediately
ее
killed her.
злодеяниям, он
Because
мгновенно
the
убил
demon
Путану.
was killed by Krishna, she
А
got
поскольку Путана
liberation.
была убита Кришной, она
As Krishna
получила
pressed her breast
освобождение.
extremely hard and sucked out
Тогда
her
Кришна с
very
огромной
breath,
силой сжал ее
Putana
грудь и
fell
стал
down on the
высасывать
ground,
из ведьмы
spread
ее
her arms
жизненный
and
воздух.
legs, and began to
Путана
cry.
упала на
Oh,
землю,
child,
раскинув
leave me,
руки и
leave
ноги, и
me.
закричала: «О,
She was
дитя,
crying loudly
отпусти,
and
отпусти, отпусти
perspiring,
же меня!» Она
and her
кричала
whole
очень
body
громко,
became wet.
вся обливаясь потом.
So when the
То
life
есть жизненная сила
force is
выходит
coming out
очень
of the body,
болезненно
it's a really
из тела.
painful process. So she was crying loudly.
Умирая, она испустила страшный вопль, который разнесся
As she died
по
screaming,
небу
there
и
was a
земле,
tremendous
достиг
vibration
высших
on
и
the
низших
earth and in the
планет, и людям
sky,
показалось,
on
будто
the upper
грянул
and lower
гром.
planets, and in all directions,
Так
and
пришел
people
конец
thought that
злодеяниям
thunderbolts were
Путаны,
falling.
и она приняла свой
Thus the
истинный
nightmare of the
облик.
Putana witch
Громадный
was
демон.
over, and she assumed her
Путана
real
разинула
feature as a great
чудовищный
demon.
рот, раскинула
She opened
руки
her
и
fierce
ноги, она
mouth and
рухнула
spread her
как,
arms and
точно
legs all
так
over.
же, как рухнул
She felt
Вритрасура,
exactly
когда
as
Индра сразил его своей громовой стрелой.
Rashura did when struck by the
Ее
thunderbolt of
длинные
Indra.
волосы разметались,
The long hair and
ее
her
огромное
head was
тело,
scattered all over the body.
падая,
Her fallen
повалило
body
все
extended
деревья
up to
на
12 miles
протяжении
and
20
smashed all the
километров.
trees to pieces. And everyone was
20
struck with
километров
wonder
тело было
upon seeing
примерно.
this gigantic body.
Громадное тело
Her
Путаны
teeth
привело
appeared
людей в
just like
изумление и
plows,
трепет.
and her
Ее зубы были
nostrils appeared
похожи
just
на
like
лемехи
mountain
плуга,
caves.
а ноздри как
Her breasts appeared
нагорные
like
пещеры.
small hills, and
Груди
her hair
напоминали
was a vast
небольшие
reddish
холмы.
bush.
Волосы походили на кусты с красной листвой.
Her right sockets appeared like
Глазницы
blind
оказались
wells, and her two
бездонными
thighs
колодцами,
appeared
а
like
бедра
two
берегами
banks of a
реки.
river. Her two hands appeared like two strongly constructed bridges, and her abdomen seemed like a dried-up lake. All the cowherd men and women became struck with the awe and wonder upon seeing this, and the tumultuous sound of her falling shocked their brains and ears and made their hearts beat strongly. So she was just like one of the demons. There were a lot of demons. That's why Krishna came down to our planet. Because the good forces, they were not coping with the demons. Demons were getting stronger. So that's why Krishna came down. So he came to destroy some of the demons personally. Some of them were killed with the help of Arjuna. And of course, everything was happening not without the help of Krishna. But anyway, he had to kill some demons with his hands. So it was about 20 kilometers. Her body, Putana's body, has covered the territory of about 20 kilometers. And when the gopis saw little Krishna fearlessly playing on Putana's lap, they very quickly came and picked him up. Mother Yashoda, Rohini, and other elder gopis immediately performed the auspicious rituals by taking the tail of a cow and circumambulating his body. The child was completely washed with the urine of a cow, and the dust created by the hooves of the cows was thrown all over his body. This was all just to save little Krishna from future inauspicious accidents. This incident gives us a clear indication of how important the cow is to the family, society, and to all living beings in general. The transcendental body of Krishna did not require any protection, but to instruct us on the importance of the cow, the Lord was smeared over with cow dung, washed with the urine of a cow, and sprinkled with the dust upraised by the walking of the cows. You see dust and urine and dung, so all the spirits just go away. All of them go away. So they cannot tolerate it. So if someone has some bad spirits, so yeah, you can use cow's dung. So you just have to dig this person up to his very neck into cow's dung. So he sits there and it helps. I think we'll do it. It's just we don't have enough cow dung yet. But I think we'll do it in the future. It says here that it's very auspicious for the future. You know, there's a lot of stupidity in people's brains. It's just people are very egoistic, but when you are in a cow's dung up to your neck, you will not be so of a high esteem of yourself. If you're put into a cow's dung, you will not be so arrogant. So once I've already smeared myself with it, and it really helps. The false ego is transforming. A lot of things are transforming when you do it. Of course, the cow is very important in the life of people. Of course, there are some hurdles right now to have a cow. It's really difficult to take care of her. In order to do it, you have to have a land and pastures, and you have to feed her, you have to wake up very early in the morning. You have to go through definite austerities. So once I went to market to buy some milk, and I think back then I was already in Krishna's consciousness. So I was sent by my mother to that place to buy some milk. I knew the place. The milk is so wonderful there. That was the best milk I've ever tasted. So the grass was actually taller than my height. The trees were short, but the grass was very tall. So the milk was just perfect there. So we saw a woman selling milk in jars, in glass jars. So Garuchanka started talking to her. She said, "Is that your cow?" The woman said, "Yeah, of course, it's mine."
такое чистое лицо,
she had such a clean face. That face was really distinctive from other faces. We could clearly say that she was taking care of this cow. She kind of had an imprint of light on her face. She was really peaceful inside.
Это каждый день нужно подниматься, то, наверное, продадим ее. Помню, как Гурученко сказала,
So the woman said, well, we're so tired of taking care of the cows. We have to wake up so early in the mornings. We have to do a lot of routine. And so probably we have to sell the cow. But Gauruchanka said, no, please don't sell the cow. But the woman said, and sometimes we think that, of course it's easy to sell a cow. It's easy to do our daily routines without even thinking of taking care of anyone else. So do not sell the cows. Take care of them. It's very auspicious for our future. After this purificatory process, the gopis, headed by Mada, Yashoda and Rohini, chanted the names of Vishnu to give Krishna's body full protection from all evil influences. They washed their hands and feet and sipped water 3 times, as is the custom before chanting mantra. They chanted as follows: My dear Krishna, may the Lord who is shown as Ajja protect your legs. May Lord Maniman protect your knees. May Lord Yanya protect your thighs. May Lord Achyuta protect your upper waist. May Lord Hayagriva protect your abdomen. May Lord Keshava protect your heart. May Lord Isha protect your chest. May Lord Surya protect your neck. May Lord Vishnu protect your arms. May Lord Urukrama protect your face. May Lord Ishvara protect your head. May Lord Chakradhara protect your front. May Lord Gadadhara protect your back. May Lord Madhusudana, who carries about his head, protect your right side. May Lord Ayana, may Lord Ajana protect your left side. May Lord Urugaya, with his conch, shall protect you on all sides. May the personality of Godhead Upendra protect you from above. May Lord Darsha protect you on the ground. May Lord Haladhara protect you from all sides. May the personality of Godhead known as Hrishikesha protect all the senses. May Lord Narayana protect your life airs. May the Lord of Shvetadvipa, Narayana, protect the core of your heart. May Lord Yogeshvara protect your mind. May Lord Prishnigarbha protect your intelligence. And may the Supreme Personality of Godhead protect your soul. While you're playing, may Lord Govinda protect you from all sides. And when you're sleeping, may Lord Madhava protect you from all danger. When you are walking, may the Lord of Vaikuntha protect you from falling down. When you're sitting, may Lord Narayana give you all protection. And while you're eating, may the Lord of all sacrifices give you all protection. That means that from all these sides we have some dangers. Well, that's okay. We can still survive. We can still keep on living. Matter of fact, the dangers are just surrounding us. So I think we're going to finish reading the book here. We'll continue next time.